Yes, this is the easiest way to fix the elastic waistband of a sweatshirt or a pants. You'll be needing the circumference of the trouser or and also the length of the band you'll be using. When you must have sewn the open edge, you notch the center of your fabric. The length you'll be needing is the length of the band, but it's going to be on fold. Then the circumference of the trouser, that will be the width of your fabric. Then I'm going to puncture a hole where I'm going to put my eyelet. So I'm going to puncture it very small so that because the fabric is stretchy, so it will not expand from there. Like I'm going to puncture it. I use my seam ripper to puncture it, but very small. So I'm going to put my eyelet with the cover, but if the fabric is extremely stretchy, I'll be adding a paper or something like a collar stay, stiffen that part so that the eyelet won't fall off maybe later on as time goes on. So I'm done with fixing the eyelet. The next thing I'll do is to close the band. Now when you want to add your band, the length of the band, the width of the band you'll be using is the waist, the actual trouser waist. You reduce it by 6. It can be 6, you can reduce it by 7, it can be 8. That depends on the elasticity of the band that you're using. For example, if the actual waist is 30 inches, you can use with you can use 24, or you can as well use 25. That depends, as I said earlier, that depends on the elasticity limit of the elastic of the band you are using. So I'm going to actually got the center of the elastic and place it at the center of my fabric in between the two eyelets. Then the part where I stitched the band will be placed on the sewing allowance. Now the next thing I need to do is to run stitch on the band. I'm running the first stitch. You can as well, the elastic you have inside, you can divide it into 4 and make sure that you partition them to be equal, so that when you are dragging it, the elastic will not go to one side and draw the fabric, so equal on each side. You can as well share it as more than 4 or whatever number you can share it and you can work with. Then you pin them. So then I've run the first stitch. This stitch can will be half inch side of the band. The next thing I will do now is to add my rope. Make sure that you secure your rope with a knot so that it will not enter inside. Then the final thing to do for this part is to run the last stitch. Please ensure that you don't run stitch on the rope. At this point, very just have to be very careful so that you don't run stitch on the rope, because when you do that, it's going to seize the elastic. That is it. That's all. Say it looks like it's very easy. It looks very small, but when you fix it on the band, it's going to compress the waist of the band, the band of the circumference of the pants is going to come. You can now go ahead to add the stopper. Then see, now it's time to fix the band on the pants. The center, the one facing, the one that has the eyelet, the position where the eyelet is, where we notched the very first time, placed at the front. Then where you have the sewing allowance will be placed at the back. Then you now run your final stitch. Please endeavor to be stretching the band while you are sewing this.